to keep us on our knees. If we were up against an institution and establishment, if you please, and it's a system with one goal in mind, to keep us on our knees. If we were up against an institution and establishment, if you please, and it's a system with one goal in mind, to keep us on our knees. If we were up against an institution and establishment, if you please, and it's a system with one goal in mind, to keep us on our knees. If we can only begin to start understanding one another, we'd see that in order to overcome, every brother must be a brother, a brother, a brother, a brother.
What up, Black America? This is Eric. Our legacy and symbol is AU Gold Carat. A product of God, so I hope that you inherit a lesson and blessing to optimize the minds of adolescents to cherish. My intention is to stabilize and bring organic, vital black businesses. Gravitate to all my sentences and feel the essence of soul to take a grapple and hold to move appendages. Where's all my witnesses? They wanna snitch on the night and blame me as a dope lyricist. I digress back to the benefits of building limitless. Black men and women combined as fundamentalists. I'm on some different ish. I want you prison reform so my brothers can get their vision quick. And you know we gotta build the bricks. Open your eyes, step in the clear. Nostalgia is the mood that I bring when you listen to this.
You're listening to the sounds of DJ Widebody. You're listening to the sounds of DJ Widebody. You're listening to the sounds of DJ Widebody.
I'm an independent black man, centralized mind thinker. The chorus order plus a non-drinker. Reparations dedicated, wealth building for the black bringer. Like Royce Watkins is a thought leader, cause he indoctrinates the masses from the wrath from the pure evil. With vindication and departing from the hellish nation. My raising is basic from the key of my articulation. The Marcus Garvey words is quite amazing. Embody confidence you won before you started was this conversation. Manure piles is on every station. And chief of talk is equivocation, full-blown subjugation. Black first I prioritize, ripping the blinds from the minds customized that I publicize.
Ladies and gentlemen,
fly just for giving the skies.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man Smokey Bear, and we on this Big Stacks of Nighttime project. And these boys about to step up and talk that nasty, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm talking about? They're going in. Listen up, speak on it, speak on it.
It's that nigga named Nighttime giving you all the tight rhymes. And plus I keep it nasty like some pork rinds. I got you jumping like stick 'em up. Give lyrical uppercuts, stay focused like I'm looking at some bubble butts. Niggas be sneering and tearing. In the ghetto they fearing and cheering. The bust guns like they Frank Sheeran. Plus my vision on big bucks and my hand on my big nuts and bloods. I proper fuck you to the Ku Klux. I keep it chill like Bahama mamas. Lay back in the tropical water, sketching a hand job by somebody's daughter. It's the verbalist, merciless journalist. Snap your neck till it goes limp, making it permanent. Words remind me to Don Juan, a bookie like Parmesan. I bought your bitch ass a pack of tampons. You're intellectually stupid, rhymes are garbage and putrid. Damn, I guess that shit is deep rooted.
I make you pause like a semicolon. I'm the coldest in the freezer, leaving mini frozen. You know the beers, I pop beers like a cherry cola. I'm the center of attention.
sayings of mine and does them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the flood came, and the wind blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was its fall.
While we're sleeping, the devil is creeping. Every move we make, watch my eyes are peeping. Keeping 100, black and brown folks being hunted. Needing a stirb to keep our growth stunted. Inferior schools and generations of fools. Minds are minuscule, lacking tools to fight our eradication by the evil administration led by the spawn of Satan. We gotta get a weight up, but get paid up, straight up genocide in effect. We better wake up from the insanity, greed, and vanity. Is the permanent underclass all we ever plan to be? If not, then we need to unite in the fight for right and stem the tide from the alt-right. A harsh message that we can't ignore. We're a nation of war. Better watch for the agents of hate. War. The ones that wanna make America great. War. By increasing our mortality rate. And the evil empire trying to seal our fate. War. Better watch for the agents of hate. War. The ones that wanna make America great. War. By increasing our mortality rate. The evil empire trying to seal.
Pardon my French, fuck riding the bitch. I'm here to run the juke, cause it's long overdue for me to take my spot. So I won't take my shots, and if your hate gon' block, then I'm gonna take my Glock and dump one from the chamber. You gon' be running from danger, so don't be tempting my anger before I empty the banger. Because I'm violent by nature, you gon' need more than a prayer to flee the hands of a slayer to send you straight to your mate. So take a back seat, nigga, this a track meet. I could be the tortoise and you still wouldn't catch me. Cats in the now, should really switch your style. Flows all backwards the now, cause I'm that guy you should not have crossed, aiming high at your collar balls. Swallow the Molotov, get your mama and daughter off. The lyrical holocaust, take your juice and your title horse. Up on with the timer off, nigga, pray that you not involved. Time to see your niggas getting beat in the street. Pay attention to this lyrical ammunition I'm singing. Nah, nigga, duck. Cause when the tongue buck, it's like a double pump. Took a chunk in your trunk. Cause when I rip it, you niggas wishing you sitting in my position. My tens ain't no niggas fitting. My riggins no compositions. Demolish the competition. You novice, no opposition. Cause he the condition.
Like if somebody held my mama hostage and had a gun to her head confronted with the tough times. Luck is just another side of hope. You get what was on the other side, fronting on another spot. Like Cain, I have a brother tying rope. Is it dope or the gram or the ham or the pills in my hand? A can cream pebble stolen dreams. Worthy is the man who do all that he can for his fam. Still give a stranger's child a pair of wings. Oh, but I'm cold like Ipsy snowstorm seem to miss me. Torn between the books and the crooks. I don't feel pressure when I lecture, confront or conjecture, and I'm only gonna check it if she looks. Southside's very own, ticking bone, rook my zone, and I can light up 64 like the pusher zone. Plus buff me on the low like the butcher's home. Promise to keep my brothers pushing.
Been working, literally, working trying to help these young kids in the streets. I see myself in them, it's like a mirror to me. Working to show the possibilities deliberately. Am I my brother's keeper like G-Money was to Nino? Gotta be something deeper than related by blood to be close. Grab the gun and reload. Cain and Abel egos. Be careful cause you know sometimes the wolf may come in sheep clothes. Transparency is talked about but barely seen. Walk the walk from Pine Lake to Danbury Green. 734, call it Ipsy Dukes. 20 years been in my bag like Big League True. My history's proven. Collectively we've written the blueprint. We lifting up the youth with this Michigan music. And please don't twist and confuse it. The youth is lifting us too.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
October. That's right. DJ Wild Body here. Just getting started. Talk that stuff. Once again, it's 9th day of October. Got some panel members running a little late. Meanwhile, let's meet the panel. Let's meet the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, from Flint, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, get up for Rod Wallace. And I am DJ Wide Body, and this is Talk That Stuff, this 9th day of October. The month going by, fall time hitting, weather changing, waiting on a few people, running a little late, but we still got time for NFL scores and stats. Crazy week, week 5 in NFL. We're going to go ahead, get it done. All right, week 5. Right now in the 4th, 49ers over the Panthers right now, 37-15. 49ers have the ball. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. This one is a done data. Looks like the Panthers will be losing once again. 49ers improving to 3-2. In the next one, 4th quarter, 5 minutes and 32 seconds. The Cowboys over the Rams right now, 22-10. The Rams have the ball, 1st and 10 on the Rams' 25-yard line. Moving along, in London, it was the Giants going over to face the Packers. Giants going into this one optimistic, a lot of injuries, but the Giants say we're a team. This team is well coached. I like this coaching staff. The Giants go over to London and steal one from the Packers. Score 27-22. Davy Jones, 217 yards. Saquon, 70 yards on the ground, 13 attempts. And Slayton, 6 receptions for 79 yards for the Packers. Aaron Rodgers, 222 yards with 2 TDs. Aaron Jones, 13 rushes for 63 yards. Cobb, 99 yards for 7 receptions. Giants improve to 4-1. Packers slide to 3-2. Moving along, Raymond James Stadium, formerly the Bixen Barrow. The Buccaneers host the Falcons. This is an NFC matchup, division matchup. The Falcons on the road, and the Buccaneers take care of business. They beat the Falcons, score 21-15. Tom Brady, crazy day, 351 yards, 1 touchdown. Leonard Fournette, 56 yards, 1 TD. Also, Leonard Fournette with another touchdown receiving. He had 10 receptions for 83 yards. Wow, what a safety valve. For the Falcons, Marcus Mariota, 147 yards, 1 touchdown passing. Mariota, 61 yards on the ground, rushing as well. Buccaneers improved to 3-2. Falcons drop to 2-3. Moving along, the Bears and the Vikings. U.S. Bank Stadium, another division game. The Bears going into Minnesota to take on the Bears. And the Vikings get a win, 22-29. The Vikings taking that one. Justin Fields for the Bears, 208 yards, 1 TD. Justin Fields rushing, 47 yards for the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, he's not my cousin, but he does have 296 yards, passing 1 TD. Delvin Cook, 18 receptions for 94 yards. And Jefferson continues to have a great season. He has 12 receptions for 154 yards. The Bears drop to 2-3. Vikings improve to 4-1. Moving along, man, Gillette Stadium, Foxborough. Jesus, I guess the Patriots said I'm not losing any more games from that division, taking that loss last week to the Packers, yeah. The Lions going into town, Foxborough, New England, take on the Patriots, and the Lions pitch a goose egg. The Patriots shut out the Lions. Score 29-0. Once again, 29-0. Lions put up 45 points last week in 0. Man, hope they get it together. Jared Goff, 229 yards, no TDs. Williams on the ground, 15 attempts for 15 yards. And Reynolds, 92 yards with 6 receptions. For the Patriots, Zap Pay, whatever his name, 188 yards, 1 TD. Stevenson, 161 yards rushing. Wow. Jacoby Myers, 7 receptions for 111 yards with 1 TD. The Lions slide to 1-3. Patriots improve to 2-3. Moving along, in First Energy Stadium, Cleveland, Ohio, 1972. The Chargers coming into town. Browns hosting. The Chargers, they get out of Dodge. They beat the Browns by 2 points, score 30-28. Justin Herbert, 228 yards, 1 TD. Eckler, 173 yards, 1 TD. And Williams, 134 yards with 10 receptions. For the Browns, Brissett, 230 yards, 1 TD. Chubb, 134, 2 TD. Chubb opened the game with a touchdown. And Njoku, 6 receptions for 88 yards. The Chargers improved to 3-2. The Browns slide to 2-3. Dolphins and the Jets, MetLife Stadium. The Jets, reminiscent of old Joe Namath with the guarantee. The Jets said, we're going to guarantee we're going to win this game today. The Jets hosting the Dolphins. And ladies and gentlemen, the Jets beat the Dolphins, score 40-17. Thompson for the Dolphins. Bridgewater could not play because of concussion protocol. So Thompson got the start, 166 yards passing. Mostert, 113 yards, 1 TD on the ground. And Hill, Tariq Hill, 7 receptions for 47 yards. For the Jets, Zach Wilson. Not Zach from Saved by the Bell, but Zach Wilson. 210 yards. Hall, 97 yards, rushing 1 TD. And Hall also had 2 receptions for 100 yards. Broke him. The Jets improved to 3-2. Probably the first time they've been 3-2 since Joe Namath played. And the Dolphins slide down to 3-2. Not really worried about the Dolphins. Like the team, they just got to get a steady quarterback in there and it's going to play. Moving along, Caesar Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana, the Big Easy. Saints coming to town. QB situations. People are hurt. Geno Smith looking really good. The Seahawks, Geno Smith threw a costly interception in the fourth, which cost the Seahawks the game. The Saints, they win 39-32. Geno Smith, 268, 3 touchdowns. Walker on the ground, 88 yards. Lockett, 104 yards receiving. Andy Red Cannon Dalton, 187 yards, 1 TD. Taysom Hill, 9 attempts, 112 yards, 3 TDs. Alvin Kamara, 91 yards. Taysom Hill, by the way, had 4 touchdown day. Also being a quarterback as well and receiving. Seahawks slide to 2-3. Saints improved to 2-3. Moving along in FedEx Field, Landover, Maryland. Shout out to Vic. Vic was at the game in the DMV. FedEx Field. The Commanders welcome the Titans. Titans trying to get back on the winning ways, and the Titans, they do. They beat the Commanders on the road. Score: Titans 21, Commanders 17. Ryan Tannehill, 181 yards, 1 TD. Rushing: Derrick Henry, 102 yards, 2 TDs. And Westbrook, 2 receptions for 72 yards for the Commanders. What a crazy name. I hate this name. I wish they changed his name. Please, somebody send a petition in to change his name. I'm not calling another man Commander. Carson Wentz, 359 yards, 2 TDs. Hell of a game, though. Robinson, 9 attempts for 22 yards rushing, and that's where it hurt. D. Brown, 2 receptions for 105 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, the Titans are now 3-2. The Commanders, they slide to 1-4. Also, for the final on the Thursday night game was probably the ugliest game I've seen in a long time. The Colts going into Mile High, now the Empower Field at Mile High. Denver, Colorado, the Colts on the road taking on the Broncos. And the Colts, they beat the Broncos, of course, 12-9. Not even a touchdown scored in this game. All field goals. The kicker's big toe is probably the size of my fist. Colts to get out with a win. Matty Ice, 251 yards passing. Jackson, 62 yards. Pierce, 81 yards. Broncos, Russell Sierra Wilson, 274 yards. Hey, that's how much his contract is worth. Man, is it a yard a mil? Melvin Gordon, 15 attempts at 54 yards. And Sutton, 75 yards with 5 receptions. The Colts improved 2-1. Broncos slide to 2-3. Tonight's game. Monday night game. Any more games? Yeah, tonight's game, Monday night game, tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. Are you ready for some football? The Chiefs are 7-point favorites. They take on the Raiders. This is going to be at the Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. Raiders 1-3. The Chiefs are 3-1. I got Mahomes. I need Mahomes to come through so I can win my fantasy week. Or if he don't show up, I'm in trouble. I don't know if I got any more games. 8:20 game tonight. I think we already covered that. But yeah, that's it. Talk Dad. NFL stats and score. Yeah. Boom. How's a...
Listen, my fault. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Listen.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Lions for a minute.
Yes, let's do that, man.
The Lions are like, you have a crush on a girl in high school. And the girl, you finally get in the same space to be able to talk to the girl, and you talk to the girl, and she musty. Like, the Lions are like if there is a way to be let down by something.
Right.
Like, the Lions find new ways to, not just to lose.
Right. I hear you.
But to let you down. Dude,
Right.
They had the highest scoring offense in the NFL.
Right.
And got shut out
How do you...
by the Patriots.
The Patriots.
The 1-3 Patriots.
Yes. Which ain't known right now for their defense. They just put up 45 points the week before, which I was like, wow, okay.
If at 1 o'clock, if I could consider or like contemplate how they might lose that game, I would never have been able to predict that they would have been shut out by the Patriots. And that's what and it's not just that. Okay?
Right.
It's not just that. It's how they lose.
All right. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Going forward on 4th and 9 because they don't have a kicker. They brought in a kicker. I guess I forget what happened to the last kicker. They brought in a kicker.
Hold on.
And would have kicked a 50-yarder.
Right.
And got rid of him and was scared to let him kick. So they went for it on 4th and 9. And if I remember correctly, Goff got sacked and they ran the fumble back for a touchdown.
Like you said, they found ways to give up points and lose. And they waived the kicker. Austin Siebert. They waived him a couple days ago. I'm checking the news.
It's like I don't even know where to start. And so again, like it's like waiting on your daddy at the window to come pick you up. Your daddy done came the last couple weeks to come pick you up, and your daddy be like, "Hey, I'm gonna come get you this weekend. And I'm gonna take you to Cedar Point," and you just looking out that window on Saturday morning, just. And
Daddy ain't showing up.
Flat out don't show up, don't call, nothing. Now he gonna show up 3 weeks later with like a pair of Jordans, but they not Jordan. They like Jordan brand.
Fucking go doing reverse dunk.
They like Jordan brand. Like they low. What's it called?
Quarter cut.
Lower. Yeah. They like low cut Jordan brand shoes from like. That's the Lions, and I'm not a Lions fan. I'm not a fan. It's just they're always on television. I quit being a Lions fan. But it's good when I got 2 of them on my fantasy team. I got Hawkinson and I got St. Brown. Hawkinson scored 48 last week.
What's up, Nasheed 77? He's we were lifting up the booth with the Michigan music. Oh, that last song was that was East Grand. That was Wallace. He was on that, and it was who produced that? It was Kane featuring
Buff One.
Wallace and Buff One.
Buff One from Athletic Mike League. Dog, last week Hawkinson scored 48 points. This week he scored 1.6.
That's crazy. Holy shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. So that's the Lions.
Here's my thing on this, and this just tells me where the coach is at. And if you don't appreciate or value your special teams, a pro team going to play any pro team, and your secondary is questionable, and you ain't got somebody that can kick the ball and be successful at that, then yeah, man, you're bound to lose. I mean, look, people don't put emphasis. Hey, you're pretty loud there, Taz. I want to meet you real quick. People that don't put emphasis on special teams, man. There's your result right there. How you not have a solid kicker? And man, what happened to Matt Prater? I don't know, man.
Bro, there was somebody who kicked for Northern Illinois University last year that is available to be signed right now that can kick a 45-yard field goal.
Really? Yeah, 45 yards.
Gotta be somebody that kicked at Akron.
Right.
Gotta be somebody that kicked at Central Florida.
You could have got a kicker out of you can gotta get a kicker from the local soccer team.
You could have got exactly. And I don't know the whole story. I can't even listen to talk radio. I can't even read. Because it just all stressed me out more than I want to be stressed out, cuz.
That's bad. And like said, shout out to Taz Uno. What's going on, brother? Hey, who's your football squad, man?
What up? What was that?
Who's your football squad?
Old school Cowboys.
Oh, hell no. I know you can't say the Cowboys. They winning.
I said old school. No. See, you ain't get me right. I said old school Cowboys. Let's go back to Cowboys, back to Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders. Right. You know what I'm saying? When they was real good Cowboys.
Right. Okay, I got you. All right. Well, I'm a Giant fan, you know. We got our victory today. But yeah, man, Detroit Lions, very, very, that's bad, man. Why is it always y'all that have losses and shit like that? 0-16. I was going for them too, man. I thought they was revamped, man. I was wrong.
Listen.
Sorry, bro.
It's a different relationship. You got to think. We're in the land of we're in a time, and I know this ain't what the show is about,
No,
but
talk about
we're in the time of Red Zone, YouTube TV. I record every NFL game that comes on every week, every NFL game that comes on TV, every MLB game, every NBA game, and I'm thinking about getting that league pass for $99. Quiet as it's kept.
Not bad.
That's not bad, but bro, have you ever watched a Lions game? If you have YouTube TV, you have the ability to go back and watch this Lions game. Well, you may not because of where you are, but nevertheless, you know how you can see it on the internet and all that, bro. It's like I'm sitting up watching the Rams and the Cowboys right now. They're playing a different game.
Yes.
They're playing a different game.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions, it'll be 4th and 3. They went for it. 4th and 3, right?
Right.
On their own, on their opponents, 30 something. Please, people who out there, correct me. It was 4th and 3, and they threw a hitch, like a quick hitch to St. Brown, 4 yards behind the line of the first down, and of course they gonna get there. I'm sitting up here I play Madden and can call better plays than this for some reason.
Right, and hey, if you notice the league, there's a lot of these young coaches like that dude, that kid in Miami. He probably real good at Madden or something, man. Yes. He ain't never took a snap, you know what I'm saying? But he probably one of them dudes that have a kind of a Madden mentality. We all played that dude in Madden that don't like to kick the ball on 4th down. Right. 4th and 26 and he going for it.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
They don't know how to pick up. They don't pick up blitzes. Stunts, drive them up the wall. You know what I'm saying? What happened to? Can you throw a 10-round cross in? Can you throw a post? Can you throw an out pattern, like a 15-yard out pattern? Everything is like a 4-yard.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something.
Listen, and I watched the Giants today, and the Giants didn't look bad.
We did not look bad, sir. Thank you. No. Thanks for that. We do not look bad. We look official out there, man. I didn't want to start getting happy until I seen
4-1.
You know what I'm saying?
4-1.
Yep, 4-1, man. But we sharing that with the Cowboys and the Eagles undefeated. So that division is all winners except for the Commanders, which are 1-4 or something. But yeah, man. So yeah, because the Cowboys just beat the Rams. Rams, man, Jesus Christ. The Rams look crazy, man. I don't know what their problem is, man. They did. You know what that goes to show, and I'm glad we're talking about this because I always say this. Right now the Cowboys are in victory formation, but that goes to show you where a lot of people get messed up with in football. You gotta keep evolving. You gotta keep changing in personnel. You have to keep doing that. I don't think there's not any other sport that analyzes tape like football, and you got to keep changing. Once they find you out, you're done. And I think the Rams, they should have tried to retain some of these players like Von Miller, maybe try to get back Donovan Sue or something. I don't think that if you ask me, I think the Rams kind of digressed with the people they had out there.
Listen,
and I think they was like, well, we're that good. We can run this back another season and be successful. That's what I think.
You know what I love is that you're right. Sports evolve. These professional sports seem to evolve every 4 or 5 years.
Right.
They say that scoring is down in the NFL overall.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing these guys throwing for, Tua went off in week 2 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But are you not seeing guys that's going for 370, 380 like they was a couple of seasons ago?
Right. You're right about that.
340.
Because 350 is good right now.
Guys running the ball. Look at I fucking picked up Khalil Herbert because Montgomery was on the schneid on Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Today Montgomery went off.
Right.
And so yes, you're absolutely right. Secondary coaching changes.
Right.
Coaching gets better. These adjustments to these, and then these pass rushers, you can run more 4 guys coming in. You can run 4-man rush and be able to drop 5 guys back reliably.
Right. Get cover sacks.
Yes.
You know, fuck the blitzing. But
The Lions, bro. This was supposed to be the best the offensive line has been recently.
All right.
And
you got some good players.
Goff was throwing the ball out of bounds left and right because he was running all day.
And you flushing them out.
Oh.
You can't sit and relax. You know, Goff ain't that kind of, you know, he's young, so he can get out the way, but he ain't built. That ain't his. He don't like being on a run. He like to sit back in that pocket. I always
It's
like
still
to call him
Belichick,
that.
though. Give credit where credit is due. That's still
absolutely.
Belichick.
Belichick eat him for breakfast, bro. He like young quarter. He eat quarterbacks like that for breakfast, bro. You playing against him. It's Belichick versus the quarterback. He gonna throw blitzes from every damn where. Safety blitzes. You don't know when they coming from.
Right. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave the Lions alone. The Lions are like going to the Coney, right, and ordering chili cheese fries.
Yeah.
And the cheese don't be melted on the fries.
God damn.
See, I fuck with the cheese whiz
right
on the fries, the cheese whiz and the chili.
I can do the cheese whiz on the fries too.
But like it's like going to the Coney and you get chili cheese fries and it's the sliced cheese.
Oh,
chili cheese fries.
Wow.
That's what the Lions are like. Like you get this anticipation. Like I know we about to ball. Hawkinson ball last week. St. Brown bag. Oh, we ready. We the highest scoring team in the league. Let's let this defense click and let's get out here and get a W.
Right.
We didn't take a 35-24.
Right, because even with that loss last week, your shit was promising. Y'all put up 45 points, bro.
Bro,
you know?
We got shut out by the Patriots.
And they not even.
And guess what? I'm gonna say this too. The Patriots had on the red Steve Grogan uniforms too and shut us out.
Shit. They had
the Irving Fryer joints.
Irving Fryer.
Straight up.
Damn.
I'm gonna shut up.
Wow. Man, it just goes to show you, man. And hey, shout out to the Jets. You know, you Jet fans out there. I know a few of you are Jet fans. Jets put up 40 points on the Dolphins, man. I mean, here's what it is, 40 points. Shout out to the Jets, man. Winning games, taking names. At AFC East with the Bills, they're gonna run away with it. The Bills are just too damn good, man. I think they're the best team right now in the NFL are the Bills. I'm sorry. I don't see anybody beating the Bills. That might change because of injury. You know how football is with injuries and stuff.
The Bills and the Eagles.
Oh, Bills and the Eagles, man. Put it on paper. And I'm not a Cowboys fan, but man, the Cowboys just, man, they might keep that. They need to keep that quarterback in there. I think they need to have Dak holding that clipboard for a little bit, man. I wouldn't change him right now. The dude hasn't lost a game yet. How do you change quarterbacks right now? Why would you put Dak back in the game after this dude came in and actually moved the chains, putting points on the board? Defense playing. Micah Parsons playing good. That defense is scary, man. I wouldn't change anything about it, man.
Yeah.
But that's what happens. That's why football is so competitive because, one day you're good, you get hurt, you come back, someone comes in they didn't know about, and they probably never knew this guy was decent in game situations. Probably for another couple years, and this guy gets a break. He sees the opportunity. So shout out to that guy. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but anyways, in the news, Justin Bieber retires. Justin Bieber is retiring, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, did he ever come back from that when he had the Bobby Brown draw shit?
I don't know what happened with that.
I shouldn't have called it that. No disrespect to Bobby Brown or Justin Bieber. I mean, that's real. That's a health concern.
Oh yeah.
He must not have never got better. Dang.
Mm. He said he has health reasons. I didn't even know he was sick, bro. He said it said Justin Bieber retires due to face paralysis.
Yep.
What the hell's it?
So he had some kind of he had like a facial paralysis kind of
Bell's palsy.
Man, like this was like several months ago, and he said
I don't know. It was some
and yeah.
Wow. Man, I didn't know that. I thought that was kind of, I didn't know he had I'm saying now he has a face paralyzed and.
I thought it was fake when I first heard it.
Yeah,
I thought it was made up, and it ended up being something real.
Right. When I see Justin Bieber in news, I think of tabloids. I think of the Inquirer and shit like that. Man, that's crazy. Now that I was trying to be funny about it, and I didn't really know he had an illness like that, man. Hope he's okay.
No,
man.
but yo, look that shit up. Look the name up. It's crazy. It sounds like some old ordinary. Like it don't even. You be like, damn, is that for real? And I was like, oh shit, it is something.
Wow.
Ramsey Hunt syndrome.
Right.
I know he had an issue with his face.
Caused by chickenpox and shingles related. The symptom can cause paralysis of the facial nerve and a
like
painful rash in the ear. Man, I hope he recovers good, man. Jesus.
Yeah, we all pray for him.
Yeah, man. Shit. Man,
He went on tour, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on tour just not too long ago.
Can you imagine the bread you imagine what kind of bread a dude like that gets from a tour? Like probably doing all stadiums. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Crazy.
I mean, you know, if it's just his face, shit, I'd be like Kanye West for that bread and put a mask on and be out there.
Word up. Word up.
They would have never known. Would have never known. They would have. I would have been like, COVID out here, baby.
Shit, it's about
I'd have had the Phantom of the Opera mask on, so you can't see the other half of my face.
Right, it's COVID out here. I'm wearing a mask and I'm performing.
I would put an album out theme like some Phantom of the Opera theme shit. That would have been my tour costume.
I ain't trying to.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I ain't trying to mock you. You know what I'm saying? And nothing like that. We just pod.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no doubt.
We don't want to get canceled. We don't need to cancel. We good.
Nah, we good. We trying to.
I don't want no smoke with nobody.
Get our own. All right. So let's move along. I want to get you guys' opinion on this. As we know, Kanye West, he's liable to do any damn thing. Kanye West, Candace Owens, I already know Candace Owens, Republican Party affiliate and all that good stuff, conservative influencer, blah, blah, blah. Can we say this is him being, as an artist, being expressive, or is this for attention? Like, what do we think about that? The White Lives Matter.
I don't know,
t-shirt.
man. It's Kanye, man. It's Kanye. Kanye crazy, man. He gonna say whatever. He got something going on right now. You know what I'm saying? He just finished coming out saying somebody's shoe not too long ago. It's a publicity stunt, man. He's got to say something to keep it crazy, no matter what. It's Kanye, dog.
So we think because some people will say, oh, Kanye's this, he's expressive, and or some people say, oh, he's doing it for the attention. I used to be one of them. I didn't know it was okay. Kanye, you got people's ear. You allow it to do some crazy shit. Or the Kanye that's just trying to get clout and get attention and get his name circulating. You know what I'm saying? I always should give him a pass for that. I'm like, we're just being Kanye. But I don't know how I feel about this yet, this White Lives Matter shit.
Man, I'm going to say this. Black folks have a hard time letting people go. We'll love on you, and we will accept you back.
Yes.
And our relationship with celebrities is a little different because, black people, 13-14% of the population. So when black people be famous, like we are very forgiving. And he done went through every cycle.
He sure has.
Forgiveness. First he said something that endeared him to black people. Then he went to Europe and got real weird.
Right.
Then he came back and he dropped a great album and he was back in the good graces of black folks.
Right.
But at that point, Kanye, keep in mind that race is a social construct. Race is not biological. Well, it is to a degree, but it's become a social construct. Kanye is not black per se. Kanye white.
Right.
In my eyes, when Kanye got out there and got to dealing with who we got to dealing with, you can go to his concert and see what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So saying all that to say, Kanye dropped a great album, got everybody back in his his graces. Right. I mean, he was back in everybody's good graces. Then he made a crazy album. Then he started trying to do politics.
Right. That's
what I'm saying.
That's where we split hairs.
He started. I mean, dude, it's like I have sat in conversations with you, Wide Body. You know how we used to talk as frequently as we did. I have said Kanye is a musical genius to me.
Right.
And this whole thing doesn't change that. But I don't like people in my regular life that be doing shit for kicks.
Right.
Like if you be stunting and flexing, I don't really care for people who do that in my regular life. So for me, I think he's sick. I think he's a person who needs some help, but he has such a platform that not only does he not having people helping him or he's resisted to it, but he's engaged in a certain level of trauma right now because of the situation going on with his wife. This dude done lost his wife.
Yeah. Kids and then
Yes.
like babies all over the place.
And his only superpower has always been drawing people to him. So he going back to that same superpower to try to bring people to him, and it's not working. And he need to let go of that beard, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. That patchwork he got on his face, man. He need to drop that.
But then again, that's a part of his whole shtick. He wants to. He tries to be the antithesis of what's going on in order to gain attention.
Right.
And in the process, he alienates people. So it's one thing to be against the grain, but you alienating people. You know what I'm saying? So he lives in a different he lives on a different plane of existence than all of us.
Right. I have a letter here, and the blogger, I don't have his information, but I like to read this to you real quick, and this is what he had to say. Y'all have to stop worshiping these damn celebrities. Stop thinking someone's a genius because white people put them on television. Seriously. And I'm not talking about Kanye in particular. This is not an anti-Kanye rant. We're going to get to him in a minute, but we got to start with this. We have to start with y'all. Kanye is not as important as you. Why? Because you are the ones that are in the community. You're the ones that are raising black children, marrying black people, and white or black people, and protecting people. You're the ones doing the work in the community. Kanye's over there in Paris doing Fashion Week wearing mud while they're walking down the runway. It's just weird. So what makes Kanye so special to you? What makes him better to you? It's because he makes great beats in the studio? Good. Fantastic. Beautiful. But did you know that there are some countries out here where they do not look up to musicians like that? They don't. Do you worship people like him just because he made billions? There's no amount of money worth you selling your dignity like that, so just so you can get some attention. Does integrity matter? Does class matter? Does carrying ourselves as kings and queens matter? Why the hell do we put people on pedestals because they sold themselves out for $50 million minstrel show? So the reason I believe that Kanye is wearing these shirts and bringing these shirts out, in my view, is that Kanye's number one asset that has made him a lot of money, with most of that money is coming from non-black people, is attention.
Thank you.
Facts.
Absolutely. It's not even his music isn't even his art form.
Right.
Attention is his art form.
It is.
It's his artistic medium. And let me say this too about the genius thing. I think Gigahertz is a genius. I think Widebody is a genius. I think Jay Bishop is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
I think producers in general, the vast majority, are geniuses because of what we do, in my opinion. Because we hear stuff before we make it.
Do you think Kanye could have been Kanye without being Kanye, if you know what I'm saying? Could he have been Kanye just from the Kanye that we grown to love and affectionately, as far as, you know, college dropout and just that guy, the one that, you know, pushed the envelope before the politics? Could he have still achieved that kind of, you believe he could have?
Kanye.
Go ahead, Taz.
You know what? I think he could have been that Kanye. Because regardless of what you think, when Kanye came out, he was a cocky motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Kanye believed that he was that good, and it made other people believe that he was that good. But then he backed it up with some of the shit that he did.
Yes.
Now, this politics play, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different kind of Kanye. That's because he went out and experienced a whole different world. So he came back with some, I want to say, some attention grabbing shit. And that's what I don't know how to explain it, but that's what gave him a lot more clout.
Right.
And then the craziness built more clout for him because people just love drama.
Oh yeah.
So the more drama he builds, the more he attract people to him. You know what I'm saying? And that's from all walks of life because it's not just going to be blacks and whites and Hispanics. It's from all over because they start seeing, oh, this motherfucker crazy.
Right,
what he going to do next?
Right. What's he going
You
to
know
do
what I'm
next?
saying? You're going to want to see what the kind of crazy shit he do. Now, he going to push some people away, but he going to bring some people in. And then like you were saying, Rod, he does shit to get in people's good graces to bring them back to him. But then while he's doing that, he's pushing somebody else out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So then he's bringing some. So either way, he's got a revolving door where he's trying to bring him in and out, regardless. Like it's gonna keep revolving. It's like a never-ending cycle. The more he keep doing it, it's just gonna keep bringing people more attention, more attention, more attention. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's gonna get to that point, like, yo, what's up? This motherfucker crazy. Like, and then everybody gonna start seeing it. But again, it's gonna keep revolving because then he'll come around and start doing some other shit and be like, "Yo, let's put it like this. He's like that. He's like that deadbeat bruh that always cheats on his old lady, but then comes up and baby, I ain't gonna do it. I love you. I love you. Gives her that little like little smooth talk to get back in her good graces, puts it down real quick, and then say he goes to do it on again later on.
Right. I think I think a couple things. I think the Kanye right now, the mental state he's in, I definitely feel like he has no one around him that's going to tell him what he needs to hear. And I mean, imagine someone being in his life, and we've talked about this, I think, with the R. Kelly situation and stuff, which I kind of want to touch on that a little bit tonight as well, so, the R. Kelly thing. But getting back to Kanye, I don't think there's anyone in his corner that's going to tell him what he needs to hear. Yeah, he has a big platform and he has people's ears. But my question is, what the hell is Kanye? What is he benefiting since he's stepped over into this political world? Like what is his mission statement? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a freedom fighter. Is he a politician? I mean, what messages? Who is he speaking to?
I say it like this, and I try to make it as quick as possible. Donald Trump wasn't a politician.
Right.
Kanye don't have to be a politician. Nobody realistically believes. Like, I can go and put an alternator in my car.
Mm-hmm.
I can go and I can watch YouTube and do it. Right. I got gloves out there. I got tools out there. I got, the light that I can put up so I can see. But I'm not really the person that you want putting an alternator in.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I can do it, and see, the thing about it is he can run for president because he has that many eyes on him.
Right.
Trump had that many eyes on him because it was so over the top and stuff like that. Nobody even on that side takes him serious as a politician. It would be a political strategic move for him to do anything. They admitted to the fact that there was some support for Kanye being president because they thought that people would be attracted to the concept of the old Kanye, quote unquote, and taking votes away from the Democrats.
Right.
Let's keep it a buck.
Right,
so,
right.
Again, what I think it is I think attention is his medium. You asked the question, could Kanye be Kanye if he wasn't Kanye? And the truth is, Kanye could be a dope producer. Kanye could be a dope
Facts.
rapper. We might not know him to be what he is or what he has become because of him being Kanye. He would have always been dope. He might not have been famous, but so we all got to ask ourselves a question. If there is a person that wants to be famous, are you willing to engage in the antics of the baby who went to, South by Southwest with a diaper on,
right.
Or, what a friend of mine, DJ TJ, has coined what I call, no disrespect to anybody, ho rap, which is the genre of rap that is most popular right now in terms of, the subject matter and content of female rappers who are admitting to being lascivious, admitting to being scandalous. Are you willing to go to those lengths to be famous? Because if not, you know, what you doing?
Right.
I look at Kumbaya, right? Kumbaya for me is the last hope of hip hop. Real talk. You know who Kumbaya is?
I've heard of him.
She got a joint out. It's her.
It's her.
Siege,
the
Siege
name.
Monstrosity, Kelsey. You know, work with her. You know, all them. They, you know, she dope.
Okay.
And I look at it like, what happens when rap like that goes away? So saying all that to say, no, we wouldn't know Kanye if he wasn't Kanye. But would Kanye know Kanye if he wasn't Kanye? I'm gonna shut up.
Wow. Real shit. Yeah. I'm checking out this. Okay. All right. I've heard this. That name's very. I haven't listened to.
Kumbaya is a female rapper that's dope, and I'm waiting on her tape.
Okay. Where's she from?
I don't know. Somewhere on the East Coast. She got a record called "Hold On" that I like a lot. Shout out to rappers in Detroit too, because they not doing it for clout. Well,
right.
No. Rappers in Michigan.
Oh shit. Kumbaya look like she slice and dice if she got to. Okay, I'm gonna check her out. Somebody listen to. Okay, cool, man.
I'm gonna get in trouble for that whole rap comment. I know that.
Nah.
But it is to me. I mean, you know.
Like,
hey, I call it bubblegum music, man. That bubblegum shit.
I wouldn't even say it's that. It's more just like, and I don't want to go too deep into it, but just like rappers engaged in this gangster ethic to prove masculinity, to prove power, to manifest power and stuff back in the day. Females are using the same mindset, but they're attacking it from a sexual perspective.
I got you. I see what you're trying to say.
And you know, using the tools that they have in order to prove that they're better or more powerful. That's how they exhibit in power.
Is this something like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, that kind of, you know, hey, this is what I do and cool, I'm proud of it. It's my body, I can do what I want to do with my body if I want to.
Yes, and I'm not using the term HOE as a disrespect.
No, I get what you're saying.
But
no
by definition, the definition that they have accepted,
right,
the definition that they utilize,
and they will tell you that,
and will tell you that, yes. But it does kind of go part and parcel with this conversation that's been going on involving male and female dynamics and relationships in the Black community, online at least. That's the conversation online, but that's a whole nother. I can talk all night, Taz. You better stop me.
You just talk that stuff. We talk that stuff.
Hey, this is what we here to talk about, man.
Taz.
Talk that shit. What up?
I'm gonna give you a name, and I want you to just whatever comes to mind. R. Kelly.
Oh, you sure you sure? Hold up. You sure you want me to answer that,
yes,
man?
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Oh Lord, the Pied Piper.
R. Kelly.
What do you want me to say about him, man?
What comes to mind when you think of R. Kelly? When I say R. Kelly.
Damn.
Put him on the spot.
I'd be like, nasty motherfucker.
Rod?
Oh, like, he's just a nasty motherfucker, bro. Honestly, that's what I think about. Yo, I got kids, man. I got daughters, man. I can't.
Right.
I'm not gonna knock him for the music that he made, because you know what I'm saying. That's a whole different. But he's just a nasty mother.
Just shut your mouth.
Yeah, like yo, I can't. If I would see him in person, yo, I would take a swing on him.
Wow. That's
how serious it was, because I got daughters, man. Right. And that's all I think about. I think about my babies, man. I'll be like, yo, this month he could do this with. He would try to do this with my kid. Nah, man, I want to take him out, bro.
Gotcha.
I know it sounds mean for me to say it, but man, I done load a clip on his ass, man. And I'm not even bothered.
Gotcha. Rod? R. Kelly?
I'm gonna say a couple things. I mean, as far as what he did sexually, morally, he's a scumbag, right?
Facts.
Yes. separate from his acumen as a musician, he made great music. I don't really listen to his music anymore. You know, um, I think this brings into the conversation though, why how rap and how hip hop as an art form is held to a different standard. Well, really, black music in general is kind of held to a different standard than other art forms. Like somebody like Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was like proven to be like this racist. He didn't do nothing. I mean, I don't remember him doing anything sexual, but
Right.
he was proven to be this racist, but he couldn't be completely canceled. Right? He couldn't be completely canceled. I think that there are people who I just look at this separation, and people are given the flexibility and the latitude to be scumbags in terms of the music that I mean, in terms of their real life, but they make movies or they do this or they do that. So, I mean, I can't deal with R. Kelly as much as I liked what he did as an artist. I just feel morally grounded in the fact that he's not my cup of tea, and I do believe that music is built around spirits, bro. It's spiritual, and so to listen to some of the things that he was talking about in the context of some of the things that's been proven that he did, it's kind of sick.
Yeah, it make you feel a certain kind of way. Like you can't think of the way he did shit the same way no more. Like you like I said, man, it brings me back. Yo, I got babies, man. I got daughters, man. He's singing about this shit was not making you think this is what he's thinking about.
Right.
It make you like, yo, it make you really take a different stance on like, yo, this motherfucker's nasty. Like, yo, I really want to plug this nigga ass, man, for real.
But I'll say this too. R. Kelly is R. Kelly. But the people, that were around him who let this go on without blowing the whistle. B, the parents of some of these minors that put their kids around him, even after the allegations. A hint of the allegation came, we're talking over 30 years of this shit. Even after that, these parents. So I blame them as well. R. Kelly's R. Kelly. You can't take anything away. Did it first? Could I listen? Because I should love R. Kelly, bro. Like, R. Kelly to me is a musical genius. But what he did, I can't. And good. I cannot. When I listen to him, I think of that. So, and like Rod said, I'm glad you said that. It's got spiritual shit in it, man.
Yeah.
And that's where your spirit is at. All that energy that you put forth creating something.
And you know what, brother? I didn't always believe that when it came to rap. And it's hard for me as a person who at this point, my academic life and to a degree my career is grounded in hip hop. I can't defend everything that's said.
Right.
And I think that I look at hip hop as a process and not a product. I look at the process. When we making music on Song Lab, there's something spiritual happening. There's when we're making music, and even if we sending stuff back and forth and we vibing off of it and we doing something, that's a cognitive activity and a spiritual activity.
Right.
But the product that goes to market is something different. Because we don't participate in the market.
Right.
Knowingly.
Preach on.
So I don't know, man. I just think that he ain't the only one.
Hell no. And that's another thing. Like, don't forget now, why is Elvis married Priscilla? No, whatever her name is. The girl was like 16, 17. I like to say even younger. And there's a lot of that shit going on. I just don't understand the double standard of this shit, Of course, I wasn't alive when Elvis was doing what he was doing. But it's kind of, if you think about it, kind of the same damn thing. As far as messing with minors, man, that's, wow, I don't understand it. It seems to me that it was a blind eye was turned back then with a lot of that. And now it's like, oh, we want to get all And I'm not condoning anything that R. Kelly did, by the way. I don't understand why people know this. If you do the math and you do the numbers, wait a minute, you was how old? How old was you? That means you was 15 years old.
Right.
You a grown ass man.
But again about celebrities, wide body. It's easy for us to sit behind these computer screens and point the finger at celebrities.
Right.
You did this, you did that. But R. Kelly in my neighborhood, R. Kelly stayed on Tebow. R. Kelly stayed around the way because it was R. Kelly in the hood.
Always.
It was. Right. Listen, when I was in high school, the dope boy that was above the age of 21, 22, he was up at the school.
Yeah.
He was up at the school at the end of the day picking up blank blank.
Mm-hmm.
He was there. And my people who grew up with me know what I'm talking about.
I know.
So R. Kelly was in the hood. Right. R. Kelly we all know R. Kelly, but in retrospect, we could probably point the finger at this person, but and another thing, I say this, he ain't work by himself.
Sure did.
No.
And so what level of punitive measure is being taken against the people who empowered him to do that? And then what level of contrition do those people have? Like how are they sorry?
Right. Look, and you gotta, at the end of the day, I always say this, like, what wrong, at the end of the day, you gotta look at yourself in the mirror. And I know a lot of people that were around him at the time gotta look at themselves in the mirror, and they don't like what they saw because of what they let go on, and then blow the whistle. Not enough amount of money, fame, I don't, that shit's, man, that's just blow. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more stuff that we don't know about that happened, But
absolutely.
I just think that shit is sick, man. I still say he's a musical genius, but I can't listen to his music anymore. It's just, it all ties in.
I just can't support it. I just can't support music that worship death either.
Man.
I can listen to music that talk about death. I can listen to music where people consider their own mortality or regret what they've done, or even just have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You worship in death.
Yeah.
When it's people dying left and right, shouts out. Rest in peace. We got family that passed away this last week. Why, body?
Yeah. Right.
Extended family.
Right. R.I.P.
No. So
right.
Rest in peace, man. And it's like, man, that ain't something I'm looking forward to.
Right.
And to hear people kind of, and some of it is within youth. Some of it is within youth and this recklessness that's out there. Or whatever.
Ignorance, definitely ignorance.
Definitely ignorance. But, not at my age, I'm like, man, what would happen? What's going to happen here when I'm not here?
Right.
So
I want to make your mark, and it's like I'm the same thing. I don't, it's enough death. I don't need to be promoting it, or supporting it, or I think. Hold on, man. Get out. Go. Go. I hear you. Go. Excuse me for a minute. So there's this thing that Dana White, the UFC president, he got with his biologist, and they did some blood work, and they were able to, for this DNA, his blood work, and some other factors, they were able to determine when he would actually die. So they did the test, they did the blood work, did what they had to do. I don't know how many steps the process it took, but after it was said and done, the doctor told him, you have 10 and a half more years to live. Now, this guy's been doing this for a while. He's off. He's only off 16 days. As far as that's how much his error is. So this guy is able to tell you when it's going to be it for you. Would you be interested in doing something like that? Would you want to know? Not promoting it, I'm just saying. Would that be something that you would like to find out?
What are you finding out? I'm sorry.
Dana White.
The actual time of your death?
Yeah.
Your death?
you was able getting blood work and your DNA and all that. This biologist is able to tell you how long you have to live.
Nah, man.
I wouldn't want to know that either.
Nah.
That would drive me crazy.
Nah.
That would drive me crazy. I wouldn't want to know. What about you, Taz?
Nah, man, I couldn't. I don't need to answer that question.
Right.
That's between me and the Lord,
I'm
man.
well, yeah, like
You know what I'm
I don't.
saying?
But it's
Huh?
it's when I think about that, it's all in relation to other things. Like it's not so much about the actual date, it's where that date falls in the lives of the people who I love. Am I gonna be here to see my kids graduate from high school? Am I gonna be here to see my kids have a family? Am I gonna be here to, see the Lions win the Super Bowl one day? You know, and so it's more so about that than it is about myself. Because I think as men, we kind of acknowledge that it's going to happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Inevitable
yeah, of
is,
course.
I don't even think it's a myth. We acknowledge it's going to happen, but you think about how to mitigate the pain that
For
it's gonna
others.
cause people. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think of you know what kind of ties me into that, the man aspect of it, with family. And I did have a one up on that, and my family got to go on after I'm gone. I to make sure that my family's all right and emotionally, spiritually. I don't know, man. I can't know that though. I can't know that, but I could see someone that would want to know for those reasons. I'd go fucking bananas. If someone told me I had 5 years to live, man, I'd be locked up.
I would want to know.
You would want to know?
I would
Hey,
definitely want to know. And I probably more so want to know now because of how my son passed away. If I didn't know that my son was going to pass away just hours after I spoke to him, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't have enough time with him. He was only 24. It was 17 days after his 24th birthday.
Rest your heaven, case.
So, yeah. So for me, I would want to know, and I would definitely utilize the opportunity to do everything I want to do.
I get that.
Because we all have great ideas, right, of what we want to do, and some of us move quicker than others. But I think that if I know I only have a few more years, it would light the fire under my ass to do it. And I would definitely utilize my time better. It would assist me with time management. It would assist me with relationships. If I'm wasting time with unnecessary situations, listen, I have no time to waste. So let me focus on what I need to focus on and get what I need to get out of this before I go. That's how I would look at it. I wouldn't utilize it as an opportunity to drive myself crazy because I already know what my end date is. Right. So it's no point in me driving myself crazy saying I got to cram everything in before that date comes, because that date may not even be guaranteed. That's the date that he's telling me, but that's man versus our God.
It could be before. So let me tell you.
It could be before.
Let me tell you about this guy. He's a leading biologist. Dana White, the guy who the president of the UFC, actually had this done. They took some DNA with his blood work and stuff, and this biologist is actually his accuracy on it is so he's not off more than a few days. That's his track record, but there are exceptions. I mean, the more people you do, but this guy's like spot on. And he told Dana White he had like 10 and a half years left to live. His body is made up. Now, does that mean, now the question that I wanted to know, does that mean if you continue like your lifestyle, what you're consuming, can you kind of alter that by maybe I'm not eating red meat or sugar anymore? I'm just saying, I don't know if that's, I doubt it. I don't know for sure though, so don't quote me on that. But yeah,
Mhm.
but I get why someone wants to know. I mean, I tell
Mhm.
you what, every day from here on in will count. I tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but you know,
That's to me that's dope. And I mean, we can look at it a few ways. You know, some people can look at that as, all right, you playing with death to a
right?
degree. You know,
Yeah,
you playing with death. And then some people can look at it as somebody spiritual could possibly say, why are you that's like going to a psychic. Why
right,
are
right, right,
you
right, right.
why are you dealing in that pool of DNA testing and prediction when the good Lord is going to have his day? You can get killed accidentally,
Right,
you know,
right,
or something tragic could occur, or whatever the case may be. But
right. True
I
indeed.
could see both sides of the fence.
Yeah, I would just, and I'll start thinking about, what's going on after 10 years or so. I don't know. All right.
Now, would he get the DNA testing done yearly to see if he has made improvements? Let's say he made a lifestyle change. He changed his eating. He
That's
no
yeah.
longer drinks or
Right.
plays around with extracurricular activity, whatever the case may be. Would he have to get the testing done? I would think so, in order to see if changes were made.
You know what? You know what makes me say no, because with the DNA. I
Hmm.
mean, okay, so he said he was given 10.4 years left to live if he did not rectify the problems. Okay. White
Hmm.
said that since then he has adhered to a ketogenic diet. I hope I'm saying that right. Ketogenic diet, which he says has remedied his sleep apnea and elevated leg pain. So yeah, okay. So it said if he did not rectify that, so okay, that makes sense. So all right, I don't know. Maybe I could see that being if I was have my lifestyle was messed up and I was shooting up heroin or something, or eating something I shouldn't be eating, and somebody say, "Hey, man, you keep this up, you're not gonna live past 10 years." So that could be something that will make me change my habits and try to. So there is a way to kind of
Hmm.
rectify that. I mean, if
Right.
you rectify it, you can change that. So that wasn't so
So
bad,
so basically, it was pretty much just an estimation.
right? But his
It
estimation,
estimated that
right,
Mm.
he can die, and it's an accurate estimation as
yeah,
long as he
Hmm.
continue that lifestyle.
right,
Now, if
right,
he changed the
Mm.
lifestyle, something would be. I understand that, but
right.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Again, that's just something I'd have to. That's something that had to be between me and the Lord, man. I don't want to
Yeah,
know that date.
I'm with you,
I know that's
Taz.
right, Taz.
I'm with
I
you.
know that's right.
I'm with you on that. I would have to, yeah. I kind of, and I'm not gonna be sitting here reading any scriptures out of the Bible, so I'm not gonna
Hmm.
claim to do that. But I do feel like I hate when people try to put the science and try to marry that in a sense and try
Mm.
to you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got
I
what you're
don't.
saying, but see, you got to. I'm not. Let me put it up. I'm not what you call. I'm not trying to give you a sermon right now.
Right.
But if we were created from God, man-made science, which kind of came from God, because we
Mm-hmm.
were made from Him. So you know what I'm saying.
Right. I hear you.
I don't think the science is gonna outbeat what God made, because that was pretty much His choice.
Well, I in school when they were telling you about the Darwin's theory of evolution and shit and how we came to be and shit like that, that does not go with what the man God created man. And like I said, I don't want to get into all the scriptures and stuff,
Hmm.
but that kind of is like two sides of the fence there. There's someone on one side saying that we came from particles and dust
Yeah, they
and
say it was
shit.
a big accident though, man.
Right.
But how many times can you throw something and make that accident happen? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was like billions of chances. You know what I'm saying? There was no way that was just gonna happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some had to create that chance.
I got what you're
You know what I'm
saying. So it had
saying?
to be the creator to recreate anything. I
Yes,
got you.
yeah. Because even if they go back to Darwin and saying all that stuff, something had to create that chance.
I got you.
I ain't trying to knock what anybody believe, but that's how I feel. Something had to create that chance, and most people do believe something had to create that chance. So I did like again. I'm that's something I had to deal with my Lord, man. That's how I feel. I don't want to know that unless it's tomorrow where I'm like, yeah, when my babies ain't ready, but you know what I'm saying? Because I can say it from personal experience. I done been down the road where they say you gotta rectify your life so that you can live it longer. You know what I'm saying? I done been given my second and third chance already, so I'm trying to play it cool.
Gotcha. Salute to you for that, bro. You had an eye opener. Which I could see that being a motivating. I see that being, some motivation for you to get your shit right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Both spiritually, fucking, physically, shit. And you tell me twice.
Exactly.
No doubt. Speaking of people getting their stuff right, and we have, Draymond Green, as you know.
Oh Lord,
that's my guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the video real quick. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag me. If so, who cares? Who cares? Here's the video here. Here's what happened here. Dana White's trying to sign him to the UFC. Fight. There's Green right there. He probably yapping. There's a Pool over there, hands on his hips. All hell to the no. Green comes up. Green's getting closer. Saginaw in the building, and then face to face. Get off me! Bow! Slides him on top on the wall. He slid down the wall, and once more time. Push. Get off me! Bow! Bang! To me, I'll say, everyone knows who Draymond is. Draymond is a team. He's been on that squad going on almost 10 years. Draymond's gonna do Draymond. I don't know what happened there. There's no sound, but yeah. I hate he had to hit him like that, but what's right and what's wrong. You messing with the beast. The beast came out. I mean, that's crazy. You guys' thoughts on that?
So there's a lot of assumptions about what happened, right? Like, was Jordan Poole popping off? Was there history, this, that, and the third? So, not to generalize, but here's what I do know. You have men who are extremely competitive, who have individual agendas, who are together and work together very closely, who are all under an extreme amount of pressure.
Right.
I have to assume that this kind of thing happens quite frequently. I mean, we all get to see what happens during training camp in the NFL. It's fights every year. They got on helmets and shit, right?
Right.
What the fact that it was videotaped is what the problem is.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was saying that shit too.
And the league seems to have a bigger problem with that than the actual punch. Now, here's the thing about the punch. I heard my man is in the concussion protocol. That's what I heard. I don't know if that's the case. Somebody can confirm. I think RTO did confirm it. Expert warrior staffer RTO.
I did see it. It came across the phone too. I don't know how accurate it is, but you're right, Wallace. I heard that.
Now you got somebody that's hurt. Damn. That's a problem.
Yes, it is. Damn.
And that's a major problem.
Wow.
So we'll be talking about something different in 2 days. That's just how it go.
And
people are already talking about the Isley Brothers song with Rick Ross. Have y'all heard that?
No, but check it out now. Check out that Isley Brothers with Rick Ross.
Right.
I hope it. Right, go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
But what I'm saying is, I think that it happens all the time. We don't get a chance to see it typically, but it does reflect very negatively. I mean, at face value, it reflects very negatively on Draymond. And it's funny how people instantly was like, how could Draymond throw a punch at him? He young, he this. He a professional athlete.
Right.
Jordan Poole is.
Right.
Like Draymond is just, Draymond ain't throwing no punches at nobody in no game. Has he?
Nah, I know of. I know he's been in scuffles, but
Exactly.
that's part of his game, though. Is
Right.
the
So
enforcer type.
and it's people in the jokes, the colorism thing, swinging on somebody that's light skinned, this that all that. It's just these things. Like I said, man, this celebrity stuff it tell us more about us than it do about these people because these are men, these are humans.
Right.
But it expose us, man. It expose us. It's people. Have you gotten a fight in your family?
Right. Absolutely.
The only time I'm gonna tell y'all flat out, the only time I've been knocked down from a punch was from my cousin, and we were shadow boxing, and I ducked, and he got me. Wow! I was like, oh. And I'm saying that on the pod. I ain't never said that publicly. You know what I'm saying? It happens. So they gonna be, day one. Watch, they gonna all get them rings, and everything gonna be all right. I just hope he ain't got like a black eye or nothing.
Yeah, cause for real. But be right. If whoever was in there, I think he took about $50,000 to give TMZ that. But but that goes. You're right. That says a lot about us. They're humans. We gotta stop putting these people in some kind of Superman status. These are human beings. I mean, they make way more money than I make, but they're at the end of the day, they're humans.
I do have one more thing to say.
Go ahead, bro.
Shut up about it.
You got it. Go ahead, man.
Watch the video. You notice that nobody stepped in when Draymond started walking toward Jordan Poole.
True.
And that either said
no one.
Nobody thought he was gonna do it.
Right.
Or people were afraid to get in his way. That I don't know.
Or Poole was probably get this motherfucker.
It was, I don't know. It seemed like somebody was popping off at the mouth the wrong way. And someone was said that he didn't take lightly.
Yeah, I agree
with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
because certain people could say shit that cut you deep, and if you feel like you need to go swing that hard on a dude, something was said, some was underlined that it had to be done, well, not had to be done, but it was something was underlined that forced that action.
Dude pushed him. He could have just been getting in his face. Dude pushed him. First blood. It ain't nothing out of the ordinary for Draymond to get in somebody's face. I've seen that before. Maybe it was been an exchange of words, but I guess when he pushed him, and when I seen him, when Poole pushed him, Poole went back. I'm like, bro, that don't even look right. That looked like motherfucker trying to push Andre the Giant.
Because he looked like he was already, but I'm saying it looked like he was already ready to dig in dude's mouth though. Like his force was, you know what I'm saying? He was coming towards him. How do you stop?
Right.
Like that question, how do you stop an immovable force or unstoppable object? There's like, it had to be something else to cut. It had to be something else because anybody could say just any regular old thing, but something that cut that deep. You know what I'm saying? That there are only few people in your life could do that. I could say my spouse could do something like that to me.
Right. I hope we find out. I mean, when like Wild says, it's probably over in a couple days, but I like to know what was said and stuff. Draymond did remove himself from the team for now to get himself together and whatnot. I like Draymond for who he is, man. To me, he does things, and I keep saying this, he does things that you cannot put a stat on. If it wouldn't been for Draymond there, they probably wouldn't have as many rings if they did. He's that guy. He's the Dennis Rodman of our time. He's that guy. He's gonna talk shit to you. He's gonna he's gonna talk shit to his teammates to get him better. He's a teammate. He's been around for a while. He's won some rings. He's a leader. So yeah, I hope that Poole's not hurt. I hope they come back and crack some Budweisers and go play ball and try to get another ring. Second thing is, man, every time someone choking somebody out or something is in Golden State. And Sprewell choked out PJ Carlissimo going back in time. Is there something about this, kind of attitude? The Warriors always
I was getting ready to say we've seen far worse from that New York Knicks team and those players because they were a very touchy-feely team. Patrick Ewing was, of course, to be reckoned with. Like that entire team. And I grew up. I made this clear on like one of the first 2 episodes of the podcast that I've been on. I grew up on all New York teams, and I remember New York Knicks being that team to be don't fuck with them. And I'm a little upset at how people are pinning Draymond out, and I'm not taking anything away from what he did. He's owned it. Right. He's righting his wrong, and that's the part that I'm very grateful that he's doing. He's owning it. And he's gonna make it right. His mental health comes first, but we've seen far worse with them players. Even with what's my man name? Oh, his name just went shoop. But he's still pissed off at everybody from that era.
Meta World Peace? Artest?
No. Well, he's y'all know Artest was
That's another crazy too, yeah.
He was, and you know what? He got away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about what's oh my God, what's my man named Salt and Pepper here? Played with Dr. J and all of them.
Oh, damn, you went back.
He wrote a book. He just wrote a book, and he been on a book tour.
Did he play with Dr. Dre?
He played with the Knicks?
The Sixers?
Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart, y'all. I'm sorry.
Not Wingate.
No. But he just wrote a book, and he's still, him and Charles Barkley still to this day do not get along.
Rick Mahorn?
Oakley, thank you. Oakley.
Rick Mahorn?
Yeah.
Oakley.
Oakley?
Oakley, yes.
Oh, Charles Oakley. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oakley. Yeah. Oh,
We've seen far worse from them.
Yeah, they
on TV,
true.
on national TV.
But
we're making a big deal because it's Draymond, and Draymond, when he's in the game, he knows how to get under your skin,
right?
To take you out of your game for them to win.
He's weak-minded.
Always.
You know what?
Hey, the Knicks, the old school Knicks, they always had a killer. They went from Xavier McDaniel to Charles Oakley,
X-Men.
Mason.
Hey, don't forget the Pistons. Don't forget the Pistons.
Oh yeah, Sheed Wallace.
Yeah,
don't forget the Pistons.
We know what we
y'all
know.
had generations.
Wait a minute. Now Sheed Wallace was rah-rah.
Come on now, we know this.
But Sheed Wallace wasn't throwing bees like that.
He was fucking with
not that we seen.
It was Rick Mahorn and them. Rick Mahorn. Now Rasheed had a very intimidating personality.
Yeah,
I say that. But it was Rick Mahorn. It was
Lambeer.
Now they was throwing bees like it wasn't no tomorrow.
Shit, Isaiah Thomas.
But the Knicks always had a killer. He wasn't
always.
He might average like 12 and 6, but 12 points and 6 boards, but was just out there with wristbands.
Played no games. Xavier
McDaniel? What are you doing now?
What said the entertainer said when he was out? Hey man, I'm on the ice rink with no stick going around.
Right.
Yo, that's true,
but I'm gonna say this too. Like, looking at what some of the pundits are saying, they're saying, how can he engage in this behavior? He makes $27 million a year. Think about it like this: if he gets fined, let's say he gets fined $25,000. $25,000 is like 0.1% of his salary.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of us getting fined $50,
right?
Or $80,
right?
$100.
Right.
So, come on, man. Like, this is internal. They're gonna move forward from it, and we all should do the same.
I agree. Well said, Wise. I'm gonna get a start on that,
man.
I agree. Also, moving on to something other stuff we had talked about. This Celtics coach. So now it's been reported that he slept with the owner's wife. Well, he slept with the owner's wife, man. I just hope this goes away. I was watching Angela Means. Everyone know who she is. She played on Friday as the Nia Long's sister. Felicia, yeah, bye Felicia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she said something real crazy today. Well, not really crazy, but she kind of made sense, and some people might not agree with what I'm going to say what she said. But she said, as far as she should forgive him, she shouldn't leave him. Men cheat, you know what I mean? Like, let that, I don't know. She's basically saying that He's a man. He's going to cheat. I wouldn't hold that against him. And another thing I want to say is, why I don't understand, is this morally fucked up? Because he's not married to Nia Long. He's not married to him, all right? Let's say they did have an open relationship to where they were allowed to mess around with other people, but they didn't make it public. It had to kind of stay on the on the down low. They didn't have to do that. Shouldn't he mess with? Well, we know the Mormon one. She was married with 3 kids. Like, what is the? I get the fraternization part of it. I don't understand why this is, and this guy's gonna lose his job for this. He's not done yet. I mean, he kind of removed himself, and they suspended him and shit. But they're saying he might not never work in the NBA again.
Exactly.
Why are we? He fucked up. He messed around.
So it's been confirmed that it was the owner's wife.
Her and one of the minority owner's wife.
Okay, because it was my understanding that whoever he was involved with was a sort of an assistant that used to right.
I
think it's been refuted. I think
Man.
it was, and how nefarious is it if it is the owner's wife? How nefarious is it to suspend him because he can't go get another job?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
yeah,
that's it. I think they try to cover it up, and I think it kind of blew up in their face. And you can't cover shit up these days, not with whistleblowers and the internet, and
Don't forget social media.
Yeah, social media has made that damn near impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
Ring cameras and shit like that. Your shit will be brought to the light. But yeah, he said. Also, I was hearing too that a close source says that they had warned him against doing that because they said every place he's coached, he's been, had multiple women's. And he was kind of told to kind of chill out, and he didn't want to listen. So
Let me tell. Can I be his publicist for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's what I tell him to do. First of all, he has to, regardless of what happens to the women, he has to kind of take that out of the equation because he's going to be persecuted as the man in the situation and the black man in the situation. Let's keep it all the way above.
Right.
What he has to do is he has to go to rehab for sex addiction. And he has to go into some kind of agreement with Nia Long, and Nia gonna stay by his side. You hear me? She gonna stay by his side, at least for a minute, right? Because that is his child's mother, right? He goes away. You know what I'm saying? He goes on some speaking circuits. He does some PR involving sex addiction. He admits to everything, blah, blah, blah. He may not never get back in the league, but he may end up back in the NCAA. He may.
That is not that's not out there, man. That might be that's it, because I don't see him coaching again in the NBA. I mean, if you are a sex addict, you could take that and flip that around and be like the spokesman for sex addicts and go get, go speaking money and whatever else you do. And if you want to coach later on, write a book about it,
But this is what people in the public eye do. They admit their wrongdoing. They get help. They show contrition. Time goes by. And then they go
and they get forgiven.
And they take the L, they take the lashes on the back, and then they get back to getting money. Now, will he be back in the NBA? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if the NBA ain't take Mark Jackson back, how they gonna take Udoka back?
Right.
But look at Will Smith.
Right.
First movie Will Smith had after he smacked Chris Rock.
It looks like a big deal too. That the emancipation, I believe. Sammy the Bull killed 19 people, and he's going around writing books and going on speaking to colleges, and this guy killed 19 people. Serial killers don't even have that many bodies on their record.
That was his deal.
Right.
He was like, I'm gonna tell you everything, and you can't lock me up for nothing I tell you. And they was like, put it on paper.
All right, I'm gonna tell people how it was to be, and people love that shit, bro. People love to scrape up against danger, but not enough to get on their shirt. So, guy like that, we had this guy that killed 90 people. What was your mind state? Did you have any remorse when you do that? did you look yourself in the mirror? What did you see? Did you lose any sleep? How's it to be able to say you participating in 19 murders? So people love that shit, man. They want to get into, like I say, they wanna scrape up against it, but they don't want any on their shirt. So that's a high demand for people like that, man. That created crimes. Man, you got people. These serial Boone Craft. He was with the good friends gang back in the old Detroit days, the gangster days, and Cadillac. I forget it. The Ferrari Rob or whatever the freaking name is. The Mike. I forget what was that guy, the white guy that got locked up at a young age. But yeah, Nate Boone Craft. These guys are on these documentaries and saying how he took somebody, how he used to kill somebody, how he was a good hitman and shit like that. But yeah, the Iceman. There you go. The Iceman. I enjoyed it. He just had he loved taking the life out of people, and he loved that shit, man. Like people love that shit, man. And that we forget about you took someone's life multiple times, man. Like it's crazy, man.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it alone. Everybody got a wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Women out here that like to get smacked around. There's guys out here that, bite their fingernails until they bleed. There's, guys who like to kill people. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not being irresponsible by saying that.
No.
Everybody got a wrinkle. Sometimes you see the wrinkle, and other times you don't. It's in their mind.
Right.
Actual fact.
Real shit.
Flat out.
You guys finish. Go ahead.
I just want to add to what Wallace had spoke about.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the publicist piece. Wallace, I definitely get where you coming from, and that's definitely probably already been coached 10 times over. But we also have to take into consideration that mental health is a big topic of discussion across the world. And she has children, young men in particular, that she's raising. And she has to set her bar high in her position because she's still an actress, actively still working. And then also having those difficult conversations with her children because everything is accessible if it's on the internet.
Right.
What example is she setting by staying? What example is she setting by leaving? The public embarrassment and humility. It's not just to her, it's to her kids as well. It's to her family as well. It's to his family. Right. And as a publicist, I know your responsibility is, pretty much to give a lot of coaching and corrective action examples, but it's the mental health piece of it and identifying those triggers that they're all gonna need help with to get through this. Is bigger than the dollar, because even if he doesn't get to coach in the NBA anymore, he'll still find a job. He'll be able to work again somewhere. He's an educated man.
Absolutely.
But when it comes down to the anxiety and the panic attacks and the suicide, especially in young Black men, we got bigger conversations to have with this because it's been exposed to the world and the world blew it up. And we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. So with the speculation comes additional mental health issues.
Not knowing what
and then some.
Right. I agree with
so we on the opposite side of the fence. You know what I'm saying? It's a conversation piece for us, but it's such a hurtful time right now for men, Black men and Black women to be going through the infidelity and the sex addiction. For example, Neo. I'm gonna just throw him out there.
Uh-huh.
It's a big, like the way men are falling victim to sex and the head games and the need to feel wanted and needed. Women too.
Come on with it.
Which is why I said it's the mental health piece of it. He can go to rehab for sex addiction, but does he really have a sex addiction, or is it something else deeper that's needed? And that's what we got to drill down to that and find out what the root cause is and fix that in all of them, because their families are going to need it too. It's public humiliation for the families again. But I believe she has 2 boys, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
One not his, right? What about that child's father? Are they both by him, or I thought just the youngest one?
I think they're both by him.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that, but I think they share 2 kids.
Okay. Because you can share 2 kids, but that don't mean that the one is, the oldest is biological. I don't know at this point.
Right.
But if that oldest child is not his, he still has a father.
They don't. They're 2 different fathers. One is Dorsey, the other one's.
Yeah. And now you could have possibly put her in a position to where that child's father may say, this is an unstable environment and I want my child to come live with me. Right. So there's bigger fish to fry.
Yes. There's
a bigger fish to fry, and he did not handle his issues properly, because he put not only his relationship at risk, he put those babies at risk. And not to say that he doesn't love her, you just didn't love yourself enough to respect your home and respect what you had at home and how that would affect your home. And that includes your family as well. That's my take on it.
He definitely, I definitely, man, I gotta give you a plug. I definitely, if you put it like that, I definitely, he didn't, because he's in the public eye, and your actions, man, got a downstream process to it, either good or bad. And yeah, I bet you in a million years he would never have dreamt that this would be the end result for him, messing around with married women. And that woman too. Think of the one that did. It takes 2 to tangle. Her family, her 3 kids, her husband. They're probably going through it right now. Their kids got to go to school and shit, and everyone knows what's going on out here.
Yep.
So yeah, man, and I just hope I don't want to, because when I came on here today, I definitely was on some like, damn, I think that should be a private matter, and I understand why he had to be removed from the team. Is just a guy, not condoning that, but now that, when you put it like that, and I was pretty narrow vision with it. Now I kind of see the whole picture now. And then, like we said, we don't know. There's every other day there's some new shit coming out about
every other day.
So, but
also you got females that have utilized this situation, want to tie it into theirs, and now you're creating a volcanic explosion behind one person's faults. Right. That one man don't speak for all men.
True.
But you'll have, because it's out there and it's accessible on the internet, some woman is going to antagonize her man in regards to what that man did. It's a bigger issue. You're not going to set an example by firing him, other than you just fired him. You didn't want that headache, but you still got a headache.
Real shit. Real shit. Yeah, and like, these people are eating this shit up. All these media outlets, the Shade Room, TMZ, Reddit, MSN, which, MSN's pretty, they don't really cover they don't really get into depth of a lot of shit. These bloggers, these independent bloggers, these people with, it's just sad in a sense, because, Nia Long is she's a treasure. Nia Long, she has, this Nia Long we're talking about. So I think that had a lot to do with it too, because she's beloved.
And you know what? I was getting ready to say, she kept a lot of her personal business out of the limelight.
Yes.
And I think the one piece that slipped out, wasn't it her that was in the car with Puffy and somebody else? She was sitting in the front seat on his lap. Was it Nia Long? They were a little bit too cozy.
I never heard of that.
And I can't remember. It was something that happened just a couple years ago. I believe it was either during the beginning of the pandemic or whatever the case may be. But she's done very well with keeping a lot of her personal business private.
Right. For a long time.
Her, Regina Hall, a lot of them, a lot of that friendship circle, Regina King, they've done a very good job keeping their personal business out of our arm's reach.
Right.
So yeah, everybody's looking at her like she's a bit just like the twins, Tia and Tamara.
Right.
You got which one is divorcing Corey?
Tia, I think.
Yeah. You know, they did a great job being, in a lot of people's eyes, quote unquote, perfect.
Yeah.
So they announced their divorce and they immediately wanted to attack him and say, "Oh, it's infidelity." It's not right. But again, it'll take one person's hiccup, and now everybody just want to attack the man instead of just shutting the freak up and letting them people handle their business the way they handle it. They're putting it out there because they're famous, and if TMZ get a hold of it, it's going to be put out there, so they're trying to get ahead of it. But just because they're putting it out there don't mean that it's none of your business.
Right.
I mean, it's any of your business to know why.
Don't you hate
But they're
that?
gonna attack. They're like scorpions.
Mm-hmm.
They poison
Vultures.
you and they'll watch you. Yes. Vultures.
Vultures. They
It's
pick
bad.
apart what's left, what's bad.
Absolutely.
Don't you hate that?
They put out statements that were very reputable. They were very respectable and saying we're going to separate. And I think 3 or 4 couples announced their separation of divorce. You had Tom Brady, you had her and Corey, you had that couple from that reality show or something, and then somebody else. And they wanted to focus on everybody black. Mind you, they've been talking about Tom Brady and Giselle separating for weeks.
Shout out to Ayana from Love is Blind.
Yes, thank you.
She's one of my favorite people. I don't know.
Not just that, no, Sylvester Stallone too.
You know, I don't know what happened or anything like that, but she's definitely, she comes across as a very humble and nice woman. So I just hope that, you know, however life treats her, it is. But again, fame, when you famous, you forfeit all mental peace.
Right.
You forfeit that at any time. And one of the things that I had to grow in, real quick, one thing that I had to grow in when this Udoka thing popped off, first of all, I agree with Monica when she talked about what is the driving force behind potentially having a sex addiction. Like, what is the gap? What is the hole that is trying to be filled by sex addiction? Because, you know, a lot of it has to do with power and a powerlessness that you might have felt when you were younger or whatever. But we're not even saying that he's sex addicted. So one thing I had to deal with in myself was, how can he do that to Nia Long? Right? And what I came to realize was, nothing is as it seems on the outside. I mean, on the inside of things. Like, you never know what that dynamic was, what the push-pull factors were that was going on, like him having some kind of issue or them having some kind of issue. You never know. So who are we to say, you know, that, I mean, he was wrong. We know that. But who are we to say that just because it's Nia Long, that you wouldn't engage in some type of behavior to feel some type of need or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce, I thought about how, like, Beyonce did Lemonade. She was talking about Jay-Z. Jay-Z was cheating on her.
Right.
And so sometimes I think we get so caught up.
Exactly.
We get so caught up in, you know, us as men, we love beautiful women. And we view those women with a certain degree of reverence, at least on the surface. But at the end of the day, they still women.
Real shit.
They still women. I knew women. I've known women that's as pretty as Nia Long. And I ain't nobody. I'm from Flint, Michigan. You know, but they had their problems too. So that was my growth. That's what I learned from this. Like, you know, anybody can have an issue that they got to deal with. It ain't just because of how you look. whatever. So
Holly Berry.
You know how you minimize the bullshit? At least I think Jay-Z and Beyonce did it right. They didn't say shit until they were ready to say something.
Mm-hmm.
They literally did not. They don't talk. They don't talk. And whoever they talk to, I'm sure they have what are they? NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
Oh yeah, believe that.
Right.
Believe that.
But they don't talk. They let the public speculate all they want. When Jay-Z put his hands on that girl, the world wanted to go nuts on him. Yep. He ain't say nothing. Believe what you want. The truth came out. It was settled. They moved on. He, to this day, I think he might have had just a couple interviews and addressed it very minimally. He will minimize something in a heartbeat. The situation between him and yes, and he taught Beyonce that. Yep. So I think that if you handle it how you want to handle it, but something to this magnitude, you better have good people in place that make smart choices that won't ruin your career to where you can recover. And people won't look at you as a risk factor. Will you bring embarrassment or shame to my company? And I'm almost certain people feel sorry for Nia, but don't think that the other side ain't looking at it as a risk factor.
Wow.
Hell, for all they know, he could show up on set and go bonkers. Who knows? You understand? Because now he could be insecure and think that because she's working with a man, she can't have a sex scene or a kissing scene or intimate scene with a man. He may come there and disturb the peace. You understand where I'm coming from? Yep. That could prevent her from getting a job. So it's a bigger situation. And I hope they get it under control. And I hope that they can move forward from it in a positive way that won't affect the kids and the family the way that it could be affected.
That would have a better outcome at the end because, he
absolutely
himself and get on with life, and people can, hope it doesn't destroy anything or wreck a family.
Yep.
Man made a mistake. I'm pretty sure he's really, really, what is that word I'm looking for? He regrets even doing that. You can't, there's nothing good came out of that. I bet you in a million years he never expected this to happen, and it fucked with his career, mess with the woman, the love of his life, because at the end of the day, I don't care if you have an appetite for other women. In some establishments, you can't do that, and especially when you're in the public eye and people are judging you. It's bad enough that people, if people don't get all the information, they'll start making up shit and coming to conclusions, and they'll run with it, and it come out like it's real news. How many times have we saw that? To where someone tries to.
Didn't we see that with Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
Didn't we see that with Kobe Bryant?
Absolutely.
Wasn't Kobe exposed with a plethora of women to the point where now they're saying he snitched on Shaq, he snitched on several of his teammates and coaches. So it can definitely get out of hand. We've seen it, bro. Not to cut you off. I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Not to tear a scab off of a wound because of the circumstance, but we've seen adultery situations before.
Right. Yep.
Different players. That's all.
Yep. Bottom line is, what I'm from the school of what's done behind closed doors was done behind closed. Out of sight, out of mind. What I don't know.
Facts.
I'm from that school because we're not perfect. We talked about this before with people. Sometimes bringing shit back to the house. That shit, keep it out this house. Sometimes people have to are content with that. I'm not knocking them. Each his own. But I just feel like, man, he had too much shit to lose to do that. Guy, Celtics, black coach, Celtics, NBA, you got a good squad. You're promising. You got, this team could have possibly, won the championship this year. I'm just saying. And then you have your other half is a famous actress that has her image to uphold too. You got the kids. I mean, I'm gonna keep recycling what you said, but man, there's a lot to think about there, man. I hope.
But, we don't be thinking about. You don't think you gonna get caught. You don't.
Right. Yep.
Keep it all the way a buck, like.
Right.
We do that now. And we, you know, we ain't messing with Nia Long and we don't coach the Celtics, but we be taking chances, bruh.
Yeah. Amen.
No, not even on that level. We be all taking chances. You take a chance when you be texting on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't think, you know, that such and such could occur. So
right.
Yeah, like I said, I gave him the pathway. Hopefully he'll see this. I gave him the pathway. If you follow the pathway, take his L, a couple years, yeah, you know, maybe we can figure out something. He go on a tour, he go on a speaking tour, he write a book, you know, because he can get a job.
Oh yeah, he good. People gonna want to know. Yeah, he has a lot of different. Yeah, he's not gonna be wanting for no job.
No, but he also got to publicly apologize too.
Yeah,
don't forget he got to publicly apologize. Make that put up front and center.
See, but here's the thing. I think that the only reason he has not done so is because there is some type of litigation that is at work.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And he has been told, don't say
not to do it. Yeah.
Right.
Because that's the only reason why I think he would not come out and say, I've engaged in some behavior that's scandalous. I am sorry for embarrassing my family and my woman and the Celtics, this, that, and the third. I'm going to take some time. I'm going to get my mind right. You know, that's the only reason. Right? So I don't think it's over. I think you let a couple weeks go by. Or and it's gonna be some kind of issue that's gonna pop up.
Right.
That's what I think.
It's gotta be. It just feels like there's way more to the situation.
More to the story, yeah. More to the story behind it.
He's doing the best thing is keeping his mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what kind of skeleton's gonna come out of there. You don't, you know. I keep my mouth shut too. You know, you're gonna go to the hard. This is the hard time right now. This is the bad times. But guess what? Down the road, when everything is out and you start your redemption campaign, you'll be all right. Don't say something that you're gonna regret you said, and then you don't want to be off to make to look like a liar, or you know someone conflicting stories or something that you might be right, but it might might refute what you said and make you look like even a worse scum of the earth. So I'm with that as well. But you know, we'll keep tuned with that, man. But anyways, way, man. This is going to be a wrap. I definitely want to thank everyone tuning in tonight. The panel, Rod Wallace, Monica Donato, as well as the comrade Uno. And shout out to everyone in the chat. Also, check us out on the playback on Anchor FM, Apple Podcast. We're going to be doing some real fun stuff next week. We did something back in the day called we do the brackets. We're going to be doing brackets next week, so please don't miss that. So next week we're be doing some brackets, music brackets. Stay tuned for that as well. But on that note, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Be easy.
Hold on, let me play my music. That's right. Once again, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Please check us out on the playback. Like the piece on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey!